So Manchester United have endured the rocky start to the 25-26 Premier League season, and that's primarily because we couldn't get a central midfielder in the transfer window, and probably because we refused to recruit, and not because we did not, the finances was not there, the finances was there, but we couldn't recruit the defensive midfielder, and that really got Manchester United to start the Premier League season very badly, and there was shout for Ruben Amorim to change the system from a back three to a back four, and actually it really took a toll on Manchester United in terms of off the pitch and on the pitch, and Manchester United really struggled. But in this video, we are actually going to be talking about what Ruben Amorim did to turn the Manchester United midfield situation around. And so you're going to find out that when this whole shout started, Ruben Amorim actually thought of something, and something strange really happened because Manchester United definitely, we play with a fluid front three. So what Ruben Amorim was looking to do was that he was looking to drop one man from the fluid front three into the midfield space to create a midfield overload, and then prioritize direct long balls into those midfield zones so that Manchester United can be able to create a 2 versus 1 overload against the opposition team and try to win the ball as much as possible. You all know when the season started, Manchester United was being constantly overloaded in the midfield against Fulham, against Arsenal, against Burnley. Manchester United was like, we had like 2 players in the midfield as opposed to 3 players that the opposition had in the midfield. So it was very hard for Manchester United to play through the middle. We couldn't get that central control, that central overload that we so cravely needed. So Manchester United was constantly overloaded, and that was how we couldn't control games, and that was how we couldn't win games. So with Ruben Amorim in this case bringing an extra man from his fluid front three into the midfield, it makes Manchester United to have this overload in the middle, and then we can be able to create attacking situation by using the wing backs, which is Dogo and Ahmad, as escape verbs. So this is what Ruben Amorim has been doing so far for Manchester United. And you could see in this case against Liverpool, you could see that Bruno Fernandes and Matheus Cunha are currently overloading Szoboszlai in the middle, while Casemiro is prioritizing, trying to cover the defensive line and trying to protect the back line. And so this is how Ruben Amorim and Manchester United has been playing so far. So instead of Manchester United trying to prioritize the slow build-up progression style, Manchester United, Ruben Amorim tends to go long from St. Lemans, and Manchester United will try to win the second balls. And in the case whereby the defensive opposition of the team trying to head the ball back, Manchester United can also still launch the ball into the central zones, and then our players is going to try to pounce on those second balls. But you have to note that in an ideal scenario in Manchester United, you're going to see Manchester United maintain that front three with Koha and Brian Mbemo occupying those half spaces, Benjamin Sesko in the middle of the front three, and then Bruno Fernandes is going to be 1 versus 1 versus Dominic Szoboszlai. And definitely you cannot expect Casemiro to leave protecting the back three to go join Bruno to form a 2 versus 1 overload. So that was how Ruben Amorim was able to change him by bringing an extra midfielder, and you could see that instead of Brian Mbemo dealing with the area duels and all that, definitely having a player like Benjamin Sesko competing against Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk would have been really nice, with him competing with them and trying to win those second balls. So Manchester United has been able to solve our midfield issue and midfield overload issue by trying to bring that extra man, trying to go direct from Lemans and win that second balls as much as possible. So in the case where actually Manchester United wins the ball in the middle of the park, definitely we are going to use the wing backs as our escape verbs, and Manchester United is going to try to counter as much as possible. And if you look at the goal that Manchester United scored against Liverpool, you're going to find out that definitely how it was created. Manchester United won the ball, the second ball in the middle of the park. Bruno Fernandes released Amad Diallo, and if Amad Diallo was not a dribbler, probably that goal wouldn't have been scored. And thanks to the double threat of Amad Diallo and Brian Mbemo on the right side of the pitch, because that has given Manchester United upper hands on game, and Manchester United can be able to try to counter him and be very dangerous on the counter attack as much as possible. And you could also see in another situation, as the second balls come, you could see that Bruno Fernandes and Matheus Cunha is visibly ready to pounce on those second balls, to win those second balls as much as possible. And you could see in the situation whereby Bruno Fernandes loses his deal, the defensive midfielder is definitely there to scrap that pass, is definitely there to win those second balls, because in this situation Bruno Fernandes loses his deal and Casemiro is definitely there. He's a competent defensive midfielder. He's there to win that ball, and Manchester United can be able to control the whole situation and try to release the 2 runners we have ahead, because we cannot always use the wing backs as the escape verbs. You will see when Casemiro wins the ball, we also have like 2 runners, 2 attackers in behind the defenders of Liverpool that can also be used as an escape verb. And you could see That's how Manchester United was also able to navigate in that situation. And with Manchester United having Ahmad and Brian Mbemo on the right hand side, it makes Liverpool very vulnerable, because if you watch in this situation, if Kekes chooses to press, it is going to be risky for him, because Ahmad can easily release Brian Mbemo, and he's going to be definitely isolated with Ibrahim Konate on the defensive line, and this is something that Liverpool doesn't want. And you could see in the first situation where Kekes tries to press Ahmad and try to jump on that ball as much as possible, Ahmad Diallo immediately released Brian Mbemo, and Brian Mbemo counters Liverpool. In the second situation, Ahmad could not definitely pass the ball because Kekes was really strong on him. And you could see that instead of Ahmad playing that pass into Brian Mbemo to be 1v1 with Video, Matthias De Ligt actually played that long pass, and it was easy for Manchester United to capitalize on those situations. And you could see also that when Matthias De Ligt plays that ball, Matthias Cunha was visibly ready to also pounce on that ball. And before that particular sequence, Matthias Cunha was found on the left side of the pitch. And I could see just before that second ball was being won, Matthias Cunha was found on the right side of the pitch trying to capitalize on that second ball. That actually tells you that Ruben Amorim is beginning to give his forwarders freedom. He's beginning to give them the right to move across the front three and try to win those second balls and try to create overloads on both sides of the pitch with the midfielders to help them not to be isolated. So guys, I want you guys to give me your thoughts on the comment section on what you feel about this chaotic style that is being used by Ruben Amorim to drop an extra man in the middle and always try to be 2 versus 1 in the middle against the opposition team. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to that Old Trafford, as more videos will be coming this Xmas period. So see you guys in my next video. Ciao.